Living in Europe and having hard time finding Pokemon products? Check Total Cards and use TCG Center code for discount on your purchase. Check video description or visit Total Cards for more. How's it going, Pokefans? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Another day, another video. This time for the Monday standard format deck, I decided to build and play a little bit with Darkrai-EX featuring Darkrai-GX, but to be honest, I'm having a hard time trying to beat somebody online with this version of the deck. So yeah, you're probably gonna be surprised, but I'm gonna say that Darkrai-GX is very hyped. Personally, I think that the card is great, but for the current standard format, I think it's just not that good as it should be. Mainly because of a few reasons. We have so many huge HP and GX Pokemons like Metagross GX, like a Gallade GX, a Gardevoir GX, and some other GXs, even like Wickwall GX. I'm not gonna number them all, but there's plenty of huge HP Pokemons, and mainly if we cannot go for the one-hit knockout, we're gonna be in a very huge disadvantage. Also, XP shares, Fighting Fury Belts, any type of the tool cards can easily be scrapped with the Field Blower, so also these days you're not safe even with the tool cards anymore. So that means that after we lose our XP share, we cannot save that extra energy card for extra damage. I decided to go in this build with Fighting Fury Belt just for a little bit more of durability with my Darkrays, but I also had a hard time fighting respawn for my opponents. So I'm personally thinking how Darkrai-GX should be better and how it should be played in the expanded form with the Battle Compressors, mainly because with a couple Battle Compressors you can just discard a couple Darkrai-GXs, and with a couple other Battle Compressors you can just discard energy cards, and then you can simply set up those heavy attacking Pokemons on your bench and go turn 1 for the knockout. I'm running 14 energies, but I'm having a hard time finding those max elixirs because there is no more Trainer's Mail floating around, and basically without Trainer's Mail I cannot grab that max elixir or search for the max elixir, tin my deck, and then simply play max elixir for energy. Even with 14 energy cards, I had a hard time driving some good cards. And mainly I dropped that hands like 5 energies and Sycamore and stuff like that. So the deck list contained 4 Darkrai-EX with a Dark Pulse and 4 Darkrai-GX. I decided to go with 4-4 mainly because of the consistency, but at the end it turns out that it would be much better if I just decided to go with 2 Darkrai-GXs, and if I decided to take maybe 1 Tauros, 1 more Fighting Fury Belt, and cut just that extra Ninja Boy into something like a third XP share. I guess that would be much better, but since I already spent so many times recording and playing, I decided just to show you how I made mistakes, so don't do the same thing for you. Okay, also running 2 Tapu Leles. Mainly Bridget is not good for this build, so I decided to go with the Fan Club. Generally my idea was to grab a Nazball, set down Darkrai-EX, and then simply play Fan Club, grab into my hand 2 Darkrai-GXs and discard them with the Ultra Ball, and then with the advantage of the Octillery Abyssal hand, drop some other cards, and then basically turn after try to find that Ninja Boy and recycle my Tapu Lele back into my deck for that Darkrai-EX. So I would have extra attacker available. Theoretically on the paper it works just perfectly, but in the game it's just another story. Also 1 copy of Octillery, and that's pretty much it from the Pokemons. 12 Pokemons, 34 training cards, and 14 basic darkness energies. Decided to go with 2 Field Blowers because they're very good. They can help you to discard Flowstones, they can help you to discard Choice Bands, Fighting Fury Belts, whatever your opponent plays. 4 Max Elixirs, of course, for extra energy acceleration, 2 Nazballs and 4 Ultra Balls, as I mentioned it, and 1 of each Rescue Stretcher and Super Road for those Pokemon energy recycle back to our hand or deck. In addition to that, of course, also I decided to go with 2 Altar of the Moons, mainly because of the free retreat with my Pokemons with Darkness Energy attached, 2 Guzmas, also 2 Ninja Boys, and 1 of each Suppo Class and Fan Club, because both can help a lot to discard those Darkrai-GXs from hand into our discard pile, so we can simply put them into play with energy. for extra damage, of course, for that Dark Pulse. In addition to that, I also run 4 Ends and 4 Sycamores as a main drop support, and 2 of each XP shares and Fighting Fury Belts. As I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, I had very difficult time finding a good setup, so yeah, definitely some of the cards should definitely be tweaked. I personally think how this deck would probably works much better if I just run 2 Darkrai-GXs, if I cut my Ninja Boy maybe down to 1, but I personally think that Ninja Boy is very good, mainly because you can simply move those Tapu Leles from play, and you can still even have them later for the Guzma or any other supporter card. But yeah, I mean, even 14 energies I think is a little bit too much. I think 12 would be much better, increasing those XP shares and Fighting Fury Belts, and then adding something like Tauros for that extra attacker, mainly because Tauros can definitely be good in a couple different options. If we can take something like 100 damage counters to our Darkrai, or let's say Gardevoir hit us for 1 energy card for like 90, we can Ninja Boy our Darkrai into the towers, and then we can simply Mad Bull for like 270 and 1-hit knockout him, just like that. And still I have like 2 other cards available to attack in this build. So I could even go with more XP shares and more Fighting Fury Belts. I could even take some more energy cards, but still, personally, I think that I actually made a little bit wrong deck list. So even something like this probably should and would work much better than it works right now, as for example, maybe even adding another Tapu Lele. But anyways, guys, don't get me wrong, I'm just trying to build something that can work pretty much better. I'm definitely going to work much more on this deck, because probably I'm thinking maybe even to play this deck, maybe even on my nationals, maybe even in the future, so I'm not 100% positive if I should go with that or not. But anyways, also, if you're looking for any of these cards, make sure to check ccgcastle.com for any of these cards. With TCG Center 5 code and CCG Castle, you can get 5% discount on your first purchase. If you're located in the Europe and you don't feel comfortable ordering stuff from the USA, you can also check Total Cards. Link is provided in my video description, and you can also use TCG Center code and get a discount on your purchase. It will also help me a lot, so yeah, make sure to check both of these sites, depend on your location, and if you're looking for any of these cards, make sure to buy on those pages because it will help me a lot. So let's see how this deck was supposed to work in the gameplay, so see there. Alright, so waiting my opponent so he can load the game, and after that everything is ready to go. I'm gonna call heads as usual, and looks like I'm gonna start second here. Starting second with a Darkrai is not a bad thing because there is a chance to attack your opponent at your turn 1. Looks like I'm gonna start with 1 Darkrai-EX. Oh, okay. It looks like I'm gonna play against Gardevoir-GX. So far my hand looks decent. I can basically Ultra Ball into the something like a Darkrai-GX, and then I can attach energy and play my max elixir. Of course, you really want to have second Darkrai-EX on your bench for the max elixir attachment, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, I can maybe even power up my Darkrai-GX to hit for like 130, but 3 energy cost is not that good in my opinion. So he started with 1 copy of Ralts on the other side, and there we go with the Ultra Ball. So that Ultra Ball might be for Tapu Lele into the Bridget. One very bad and sad thing for me here is that if my opponent plays Premonition Gallade, he can simply one-hit knock on my Darkrai with that Gallade, because he is a fighting type Pokemon, and if he plays supporter card, well, then he can go for like, I think 70 plus 80, that's 130 times 2, more than enough for the one-hit knockout. Oh, come on, so many energies in my hand. What I'm gonna do with so much energy cards? Well, I'm gonna play one Ultra Ball here, and I'm definitely thinking about that Darkrai, but still I'm not gonna be able, probably. Well, I can maybe knock out his Remoraid at the turn 1, as for example. Let's try to do something like this, actually. Let's see if that can happen. Max Elixir, no. Well, yeah, that didn't happen. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna play my N. I really don't want to discard my Guzma, so N sounds like a good idea. Okay, there's a Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. Guess what? Nest Ball into the Remoraid. Ultra Ball can definitely goes for something this turn, but I think I don't need to rush anywhere. I tried to gamble, and to be honest, that gamble wasn't good, but still. Second Remoraid for my opponent. Okay, so he decided to play with 2 Remoraids on the bench. One choice band for the bench with routes, and he already have that Octillery for that Abyssal Hand in play, which means that next turn I might be able somehow to knock out his routes if I can find something like a Max Elixir or maybe another Ultra Ball, as for example. Well, okay, let's go with the okay, let's gamble completely here. Ultra Ball for my Octillery. Energy attachment. Actually, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why I want to do something like that? I'm not sure. Let's just go with the energy attachment and a Abyssal Hand for 3. I'm too greedy, to be honest. There is a Field Blower available. I can choose between Altar of the Moon and the Field Blower. I think I'm gonna discard my Altar of the Moon for that Tapu Lele, and mainly with my Field Blower I will discard that choice band from my opponent routes and goes with another Tapu Lele for the bench. So I have only one opportunity here to set only one Darkrai-GX right now on my bench. I'm not happy with the deck so far. Okay, couple Max Elixirs, and of course I'm not gonna hit a single one. It's okay, at least one of them, so it's not that bad. Let's go with something like this, and a Dark Pulse for like 70. That's the first prize card for me, but I can't go for more than like a 70. However, I have so many energies in my discard pile, but not a single Darkrai-GX, so I can put him on the bench. Okay, so he responded with his own Field Blower, and that's okay. Will there be somehow rare candy into the Gallade GX? We shall see. As you can see, Infinite Force. This attack does 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemons. Well, second Fairy energy attached. 30 times each energy. So far he can go for 120. Oh, Premonition Gallade, say hello. Oh, that Sensitive Blade will be so broken, especially if he play any type of supporter card this turn. Of course, he can Premonition and then Abyssal Hand, and I'm probably gonna find myself in a very bad position after that. Okay, I'm still hoping for the best. I need 150 damage counters. That's like 6 energies in play and something like a Fighting Fury belt. Right now that looks just impossible. And he have VS Seeker for Sycamore. Of course that's gonna be Sycamore for 7. Okay, I mean, yeah, a huge disadvantage for me, mainly because he's playing a not post-rotation deck, so he have access to the VS Seeker, of course. But even if he didn't have that VS Seeker, he had a Guzma in his hand, so he could just play Guzma and knocks out my Darkrai-GX on the bench easily. Even that wouldn't be bad. Alright, so there is a Floatstone for Octillery and another Floatstone for Active Gallade. Okay, so thankfully I had a Field Blower available, so I can discard both of them. Yeah, I played 3 Max Elixirs. I'm running like 14 energy cards, and so far I didn't hit a single Max Elixir. I mean, only 1 Max Elixir, and he decided to retreat actually into the Remoraid. So I'm kind of confused with this move. So that move was just mind-blowing for me. Really it was. I'm not sure why he decided to do that. Personally, I didn't see why would you do that. Let's try to Abyssal Hand for one and see what we can find here. Just a Fan Club. I guess I don't need Darkrai and that Fan Club, so I can grab 4 cards. There's just a Nazball. And of course Super Rod and nothing else. Nazball for nothing, of course. Yeah, deck just... I can't draw anything. At this moment, I'm having a hard time trying to draw pretty much anything. However, I can Dark Pulse my opponent for the knockout and hit for like 100. Which will give me the opportunity to get that N, so he can promote his Octillery in the front. I think I should basically discard both Floatstones instead of that Choice Band, but I was calculating something like 2 energies in Choice Band, that can be like 150 actually. That wouldn't be enough for the knockout. I should better go with that Floatstone discardment. Anyways, he decided to Premonition once again. As long as I have Octillery, I'm fine, but I'm gonna need a couple more better cards than this, and I'm gonna need somehow to eliminate that Gallade with a Premonition from his bench, so something like a Guzma is always option. But of course I don't even have that XP share available. And who knows what he can find here. Basically he can go for something like a Guzma or VS Seeker with a Abyssal Hand, and then he can knock out one of my Darkrai's pretty much easily. There is a Super Rod, okay, so he can recycle some of the resources back, like Routes, Gardevoir, and Remoraid. That's super cool. And Secret Spring. Alright. Oh, he decided to go with the N. Actually, N will do me a favor here, especially if I can pull 2 Darkrai-GX and Sycamore for 7. Yeah, speaking about that, it's not gonna happen. And again, he didn't decide to attack me with his Gallade and with the Premonition. I'm not sure why he's trying to keep that Gallade with the Premonition in play. I'm actually confused to see that. So he hit only for like a 90. I mean, okay, 1 energy for 90. You should probably take that all night long. No question about it. XP share can goes down to my Tapu Lele because of the... Okay, Darkrai and N with the Ultra Ball into the nothing. Then I'm gonna Rescue Stretcher and put a Pokemon back into my hand. I really want just to discard him anyways. So one Restoration. And hopefully I can grab that Sycamore. Maybe even Guzman, couple energies. Yeah, 4 energies. That's insane. Really, that's insane. Let's go with the Dark Pulse for like 120. Oh. 4 energy cards. Okay, at least I might be able to knock him out with my Tapu Lele. Again, huge mistake from my opponent by attaching the double Corsair energy. I'm not sure why he's doing so many mistakes. Okay, nothing again. Just the Altar of the Moon. I mean, okay, Altar of the Moon will help a little bit at least to get rid of some of the cards from my hand. And there is another Floatstone. So yeah, mainly I'm looking forward to knock him out with my Tapu Lele at 20, 40, 60, 80, and energy one more, that's gonna be 100, but still I'm gonna be short for like 1 energy card. Not sure if that will be smart option. However, I can promote any type of the Pokemon in the active position as long as I have Altar of the Moon. It will not affect my decision by too much. My biggest concern, however, is that Gallade with the Premonition on his bench. So basically he's trying to keep him for the late game. However, I can go for 2 price card knockout here if I want. Alright, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. If I can pull, yeah, Field Blower is already discarded. I can knock him out with my Darkrai, but then he can respond knocking me out with his Gallade, and then we are both gonna be equal with the 2 price cards. But after that, I might be able somehow to respond back. Yeah, because... Okay, let's see. Maybe I can find that Guzma even. Oh, Fighting Fury Belt. Okay. Still so many energies in my hand. I can't do too much with them. 60 and 70, that's like 130. I'm gonna hope to see knockup from the other side by the Gallade. So I hit for 130. I pulled 2 price cards and Darkness Energy. So yeah, I have Poker of Energies in my hand. 5 Darkness Energies available. So many energy cards. So tiny space on my bench. I can't do pretty much nothing. I can just hope somehow to find the last Max Elixir, power him up, and get maybe that Guzma for the victory here. Oh, another N. So actually he helped once again with that N. Alright, let's see. Ninja Boy and N. Yeah, Ninja Boy can definitely goes into the Darkrai-EX. But... the question is... Can I get enough energy cards? Probably not. I need so many energies. I mean, the only thing that can help me somehow here is basically to get somehow that Guzma in play with 2 energies, with the Max Elixir and energy, somehow to power up my another Darkrai and to knock out my opponent Tapu Lele on the bench. That's the only thing I can do in order to get victory here. So he have a Beazle hand for 2 cards. He played supporter card, which means that he can even knock me out with his Gallade, regular one, for 2 price cards, and then just leave me without too many options than to go all in, finding out a way to knock his Gallade with my Darkrai, of course. But I'm definitely not happy with the deck performance. It's too hype in my opinion. The Darkrai-GX is way too hype. Maybe I just built a bad version of the deck. Because if I was my opponent, I would probably win this game like 7 turns before this with that Premonition Gallade. But yeah, he decided basically not to do that. And there is just another energy attachment. Of course, I can do that. I can Beazle Hand and hope for something like an Ultra Ball maybe. Or maybe not, or maybe simply not. So the game is over, unfortunately. However, I can Super Odd Darkrai and a couple energy cards, and I can play my Ninja Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energies, and I can't even one-hit knock at my opponent Gallade here, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, I'm short for like 1 energy card, so the best thing I can do literally is just play my Ninja Boy into the Darkrai, and yeah, I had that Guzma, I had that Max Elixir, I didn't draw any of these 2 cards. Maybe I should risk with my... I should actually risk with my end fighting maybe that Max Elixir, but still I would be able to go for only 140. So yeah, that Darkrai deck is just too hyped in my opinion. It not works as it should be. Probably with cards like a Battle Compressor, Darkrai is unstoppable force, but we don't have Battle Compressor in the standard format. In expanded format, this deck could be very strong. Mainly because turn 1 you can discard 3 Darkrai-GX in your discard pile, and then you can, with another Battle Compressor, discard a couple energy cards, and then you can simply set those Darkrays on your bench and go for so many damage counters. But on this way, yeah, I'm having very hard time trying to beat my opponents with this version of the deck that I actually built. Maybe this is not a perfect deck list, who knows. I think I'm running actually too many darkness energies. I think I should somehow try to tweak that to a little bit less energies than this. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know also in the comments below what you think about it. So yeah, stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Till the next time, have a nice day, and goodbye.